Let's add some privacy to our web browsing in the Chromium-based version of Microsoft Edge. If we would like to not have our websites tracked by the websites that we go to, we can click on the three dots at the top and we can say, hey, get me a new in-private window. And it opens up this new in-private browsing option. And according to this, it says that Microsoft Edge is not going to save your browsing history. So you're not going to see anything on the computer itself, either cookies, the data, the passwords, or anything else. So that part's going to be safe. Now, also, what it's going to try to do is it's going to tell the website where you go to not track you. Now, that doesn't mean it's always going to work, but it certainly is possible. So let's go ahead and type in New York Stock Exchange. We're going to go there, and it's going to open it up. We can see this little in-private mode at the top. And if we want, we can close the in-private window. So I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to go to where it says History. And you can see my New York Stock Exchange website is not in my history. Now, another thing we want to check is the three dots. Go back to there again, and then click on where it says Settings. And when we go into Settings, we're going to see this option for privacy on the left-hand side. So we click on Privacy and Services, and we can see the tracking prevention. So we have Basic, Balanced, and Strict. Under Basic, it's going to allow most of the trackers to basically track you. So track your IP address, so that way you'll end up getting targeted ads from places like Google. Then we have Balanced, which blocks trackers from sites that you haven't visited, as well as the other information that you see there. And if you click on Strict, it's going to block a majority of trackers. Now, the problem with adding Strict is that some of the websites you go to are going to say, hey, we use cookies, and if you're not going to be accepting these cookies, then we may have a problem. You may not be able to see everything, or it may slow everything down. So what cookies do is it allows you to go back and forth between web pages much more quickly. So the cookies sometimes can track you as well. Sometimes they can be a security risk. So adding Strict is a good idea if you're in a position where you really need to have that kind of privacy. Doesn't necessarily mean that all websites are not going to track you. It just sends the request to those websites and says, hey, I'm not accepting your cookies, and I would prefer if you did not track me. If you really want to have better security, then you're going to want to have a public VPN that you're going to pay for, or you could get the Opera web browser, which has a free VPN built into it, which really it's not a true VPN. It's more of a proxy server that just hides your IP address. But it does add more security than what you'll see here. So you've got lots of different options to keep your web browsing secure that you can test out for yourself.